political situation or economic situation, biological situation. All of these are situations in which you end up having some sort of cooperation and some sort of conflict which governs your behavior. Game theory is the mathematical treatment and analysis of those situations. If we're a particular corporation, right, and there's another corporation that is in the market and creating a product which is similar to our own, there are strategies that we mathematically are probably going to want to play in order to maximize our profits and minimize our competitors. On the other hand, if there's another corporation that has a synergistic product to ours, we're going to want to play a strategy which not only enhance our own profits, but also our synergistic companions. Right? If their profits increase, right, our profits increase. If we're a biological entity, we always need to be taking into consideration, right, what is going to maximize our possibilities of reproduction. Does that mean working together with other objects that are similar to myself? Or does that mean we'll need to work independently in order to maximize my likelihood of reproduction? If we look at this sort of behavior in animals, it's played out all the time. If we look at frogs, how do frogs live? They live very closely together. Well, why is this? They're creating cooperative efforts to actually ensure their survival. If you're a little frog and you're in a big pond and an alligator's trying to eat you, right? If you're the only frog there, chances are you're going to be the one that's eaten. If you're huddled together with a bunch of other frogs, right, so you've got 4 frogs around you, you just increase your likelihood of survival and leadership. Now, only 1 of 4 frogs, right, that are the option of the menu. Okay? Similarly, if we look at so that's a case where species end up working together, and that's all played out mathematically through analyzed very well through game theory as well. If we look at something like the behavior of a deer when it sees a tiger, or a gazelle sees a tiger, what do they do? They flop its little ears. Now, for a long time, biologists thought that what was happening here was that the gazelle was communicating with the other gazelle, saying, "Oh, watch out! There's a predator about." Okay? But that's not the case. This is a case where the communication is not taking place within the species itself. It's between the gazelle and the tiger. Right? The gazelle is saying to the tiger, "I see you. I know you're after me. So you might as well not come after me because I'm going to be able to outrun you and go after someone else." So this is a case where a cooperative effort on the part of the gazelle is not helpful. Okay? Again, that's played out very strictly through game theory. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a peek at what entails game theory. First of all, the objects of study in game theory are going to be game. Okay? And a game is very, very vaguely defined. It's such a nice loose definition again that it can apply to almost every sort of setting. Okay? For the purpose of game theory, we can go ahead and call a game any sort of situation that has these properties here. Okay? First of all, that there are at least 2 players. A game with yourself. There are such games as solitaire, but even there, you can look at it as kind of a 2-player game, in that you're playing against some other entity, right? That if you win, right, then that other entity, whatever that may be, right, loses, vice versa. Also, that each player has a number of possible strategies. The first games that I want to present to you today are games in which there's going to be a finite number of strategies. Like other sorts of settings that game theory treats in which you have an infinite number of possible strategies that can be played, which are particularly realistic in a lot of social settings. Further, associated to each possible outcome, there is a particular payoff. Okay? So if you've got two players, and one chooses to play strategy A, and the other chooses to play strategy B, there is a particular outcome of payoff that will be determined by that combination of strategies that play for both players, the first player and the second player. Okay? So it certainly includes like all sorts of classes of games, doesn't it? Chess, checkers, poker, those sorts of things. But it also extended to like sport games, right? You could say soccer, baseball, football, right? Where the players are teams, right? Not necessarily individuals, teams. And the payoffs are things like goals or baskets. Okay. So all of our classical games fall into this heading, as well as sports games, and just about every other sort of situation you can imagine. Right? Two businesses either working together or against each other, as we mentioned before, or biological working collectively or okay. So let's go ahead and take this as our strict definition. Game theory then has to do with the how the players should rationally play games. Okay? So that's part of the assumption that is going to be made, at least in the first part of these talks, that we're dealing with rational players. Are you always dealing with rational players? No. 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 Now, if you're not dealing with rational players, right, things become a bit more complicated. We can certainly treat those things in the realm of game theory as well. But first of all, we'd probably like to figure out what